Welcome to Warriors for Christ, where we hope to encourage, inspire, and bring people closer to Jesus Christ.
Hey guys, today we're actually doing something new for the beginning of each podcast. Now we're going to do words of encouragement. We're doing those for our Instagram too.
Yeah, we'll try to post it every day.
Yeah, and today's words of encouragement is trust in the Lord with all your heart. Seek His will in you in all that you do, and He will show you which path to take. The Lord will always fight for you. And I think that's a pretty powerful quote. But today we have two new guests to introduce to the podcast today. We have Anna Marie and Luke. How you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Luke, how you doing, man?
I'm awesome, man. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So just a little background about you guys. You guys are Christian, right? Just making sure, how did you guys really get to Lord at all?
I was saved at a young age, and I would say about 3 years I kind of came back to the faith. You know how you kind of fall out and come back. So
Yeah.
But I would honestly say this past year is when I really buckled down and got serious about my faith.
All right, Luke, what about you? Have you had any sort of personal experience with God? Or like personal journey?
I've had a little bit, not really anything special, I think, like, to the point of need, like, leave Christ and come back to Him yet.
I mean, every personal, experience is different. So,
everyone has a special story.
Yeah, everyone has like their own little special story. But for today, we're actually going to be talking about trust and how trust can affect, our lives, our friendships, and our trust in God. So,
yes, and the dictionary version of trust is confident expectation of something, like hope. And I guess trust, in my opinion, is where someone just helps out another, and you build that relationship with someone you can trust. Depends on what you're going through, and you can just put it in their hands, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, what does that mean to you guys at all?
Are you talking to us now?
Yeah.
Okay. Trust to me. So, okay, here's a funny story.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Luke have been each other's person since, how long? 6 years?
6 or 7 years now.
6 or 7 years we've been each other's person. So the other day, he blew up his tire on interstate. Who's the first person he called? Me. Right before that, he took his car. Who was the first person he called? Me. We trust each other so much. It is literally insane. I would trust this man with my life. What about you, Luke?
I would say that there if there were there's one person in this world, honestly, that I trust more than anyone else is Anna Marie. I know that no matter what I'm going through, no matter what I need, that she has my back 100%.
That's really good to have. Nick, what does that mean to you?
Trust, that's a lot. I mean, it can go in many ways. Basically, it's a very, very big and very serious commitment that anybody can have. Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, Help me out, I'll help you out. Give me your blanket, I'll give you mine,
Mm-hmm.
It's a back and forth kind of thing, but it's a beautiful thing at the same time. When I played football, we all had a bond. And it wasn't just us, it was kind of mandatory, but it was, we wanted that. We mess around, we sing, but at the end of the day, we were still a team. And we would need each other at times where it was needed, the most. So, that's what I think about it.
Well, now I guess it's my turn. So, for me, trust is not just really just a bond, but having complete faith in a person, right? So, say, for instance, I actually have my own type of funny story.
Me too.
So, me and my friend Ernesto, we've been friends for about 8 or 9 years now.
Did we go golfing with him?
Yeah, we went golfing with him.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy, and me and him have been through everything together. I mean, through like breakups, through just personal fights, through everything. And one time, I mean, I was swimming, because I'm a swimmer, and I got hurt really badly. I'm talking about like I couldn't really walk at all.
Oh,
I had to go get electrotherapy. I had to do a lot of stuff.
Dang.
And, my friend actually helped me out with a little bit with my exercises, stuff like that. I thought that was pretty, kind of nice thing to do. I trust him, some secrets and stuff like that. I mean, me and him have been friends for a very long time. I know he always has my back. So, just having complete trust in somebody, like that, or just anybody else is like, really good thing.
Yeah, I'm going to jump into my experience here. But really for me, it's like, who can I trust? I mean, I have good and bad friends, I guess you can say. Like, I've had friends that use me or just, like, want you for your money, I guess, which is wrong, I think. Or they don't even want no part with me. But I guess it's okay because then I realize who my real friends are, like you guys here. We support each other, we hang out, and we're doing this podcast together and fighting through our battles every day.
And even just through, like, the script just now.
Yeah.
It's been... We kind of wing a little bit of these, but, at the same time, we do have a bit of heart, into everything we do.
And I also have a couple, like, great spiritual friends, like Maria, Alan, Kevin, Matt, Kenny, Josh, Eric. I'd keep going on. But you guys been there with me no matter what battle I've been facing, and I really appreciate you guys. But as Christians, like, we don't judge each other. Instead, we fight, and we just use the power of God to help us get through whatever we're going through, because God is just bigger than any problem we'll ever face.
And I know that you have a story for us today, so is it time you want to share that?
Well, first, I think we're going to say what the Lord says about trust. I have a verse here. It's Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not upon your own understanding.
I think it's more or less of you don't know everything,
Yeah.
Like, we're all human, we all make mistakes. We all don't know everything. And God has all the answers for us. So
Oh, yeah, he does. He has great plans for all of us here.
Yeah, and I think, just relying on him and not trying to rely on your own basically, like, on yourself.
The self needs and stuff and foolish wants.
Yeah, I think it's really good. What does that mean to you guys over there? I know I haven't called on you guys,
I think for me personally, I've gone through a lot of times where I don't want to trust anyone but myself, because I think sometimes that's easier.
Oh, yeah, I've been through that before, too.
Right, and I think time and time again, whether it's been through good or bad experiences, I've had to learn that I'm not as smart as I think I am. Like, whether that's life kicking my butt and me realizing, okay, like, I'm not the smartest one in the room here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
Whenever
they always
I
say
read that verse,
two
at
brains
least
is
for
better
me,
than
that's
one.
what I think of. It just reminds me, it humbles me a lot and reminds me that, like, I'm not in charge here.
That's really good. What about you, Luke? You have any, what do you think about that?
I think more or less kind of along the same lines as Anna Marie. We both have been through a lot of different things, and it's kind of been like the same kind of eye-opening thing. Like, I feel like my life is falling apart, or like, I need to figure something out, to do something about it. Like, I need to do it. And I think to me that more says like, I don't have to do everything. I need to put more of my trust in God.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's okay, because, we all have our faults, and we can't do everything on our own. It's okay, to rely on people. And I know I have that same problem where I feel like I can only count on myself from time to time. Nobody's got my back but me at the end. But, I know that the burden of the world is really strong. There's a lot of stress out there. You can get stressed out to the point where your hair turns gray. So just having trust in other people to help you carry that load also helps with your mental health as well. So honestly, you have any Eddie, I know you have a story from the Bible that you related to the
Yes,
person from
I
the
do.
Bible.
I chose Abraham. I'm just going to share a little bit about him, and we'll talk about it or reference him more whenever we get to season 2, which is where we're going to talk about people. But anyways, Abraham, he believed and trusted in God. He always wanted the best for others, and his faith was very strong with God. And he did have a wife named Sarah, and they could not have children. But God did promise Abraham that they could, make him the father of many nations. And God did allow Sarah and Abraham to have a son named Isaac. But fun fact, they were, really old, 190 years old. But we'll, like I said again, we'll mention more of Abraham later on. But if you want to check out the story of Abraham, you can. And Isaac, it's in the book of Genesis, if you want to read it.
Man, 190 years old, that's pretty
Well,
old.
yeah, it is, but God can do great things.
Well,
Make miracles happen.
I know, Nick, that you said you want to relate something to the movie.
Yeah, so there's this movie. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend. It's called The Green Book, and it's based on a true story. It was about Dr. Don Shirley. He was an African American pianist, and it's about him. And there's a guy, I forgot his name, but he's an Italian American bouncer bodyguard for the Bronx. So basically, they're paired up as he's responsible for driving him and protecting him, since he's got a big show in the Deep South, and this is in the early 60s, so, he needs all the protection he get. But it is a little odd at first, but throughout, they have a bond. They're from two different worlds. They're two different races, but they share a bond, and it's a beautiful thing. So.
Yeah, that's a really good relation to it. Now we're going to go ahead and get to verse of the day.
Verse of the day is, "Search me, God, and know my heart." Psalm 139:23.
That's a very interesting verse, but what do you think that
Well,
verse means?
relating to what we said before, God knows who each one of us are and who we can become, and He does have great plans for us. But even relating to what you said earlier about all of us making mistakes and sin, like what we mentioned in faith, or Savannah said, we each get a blank slate every day. We get all of our sin wiped away and get to start brand new.
That's really good. So that's all the time we got for today.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, before we leave here, we're going to talk about the intro song we played was "Find Out Who Your Friends Are" by Tracy Lawrence. This song, I think it just really shows what friendship means. It makes you think about your friends, are they there for me? Do they care about me? Do they love and support me? And would your friends do anything to help no matter what situation you're going through? And this song is one of my uncle's favorite songs. I do have permission to share his story just a little bit. But a couple years ago, he was on the stage where we didn't know if he was, on the deathbed, I guess you can say. But not going into full details, he was, saved, and God, He answered our prayers, and he's still alive and healthy and doing really, really good today.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this, during that time, this song, truly represent how, our family and his friends, we were all there for him, and we loved and supported him. So every time I hear this song, I think of you, Uncle T, but love you, dude. If you're listening.
Right, thanks for that. And Anna Marie and Luke, you have any final thoughts before we head out for the day?
I had one thought. It might be irrelevant because I'm not sure. So you just said the story about how they're 190 years old and they finally had a kid.
Yes.
Wasn't that the story where his wife had him, I don't know if y'all talk like this on this podcast, but wasn't this a story where his wife had to sleep with his handmaid or whatever it was because she didn't trust in God originally, and that ended up really bad?
I'm actually not sure. I had to do more research into that.
Well, if it is, that's another great example. It literally goes right along with what you were saying, not leaning on your own understanding because they didn't want to wait for God's timing.
Yeah, that's a great actually example for you. I mean, thanks for saying that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm still trying to reborn the word every day. So I'm still trying to figure out stuff myself. So thanks for that.
like I said, fact check me. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. But yeah, I just thought that was very that the story that you shared was actually like a perfect example of not trusting yourself and waiting on God's timing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I want to thank you guys here for being today here last minute.
Yeah, thank you guys for that. But before we head out here, I just want to mention, like, I think every time that I'm upset or mad, I always think of a great idea for the podcast or, like, topics or something. So I think next week I'd like to talk about, what did I call it again? When life is hard, carry on. Something like that, something cheesy like that. But I think it'll be very deep conversations we'll have, and trust can definitely go along with that.
All right, can't wait to
Yeah.
talk about more about that episode. But yeah, again, I want to thank Anna Marie and Luke for being here today. Last minute. No, it's kind of tough for you guys, but thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for having us.
So, again, we can check us out on our Instagram and our through email.
Yeah, and be checking those words of encouragement every day.
Don't forget, we're also, other than Anchor, we're on Spotify and YouTube. So if you ever get the chance on the YouTube, look us up, watch, and don't forget to click that subscribe button and like.
And ring that bell.
Yep, ring that bell.
So yeah, we'll also start doing video podcasts here soon.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
be
once
great.
Corona's over here, we're gonna make our own studio in my house. We're gonna figure out something. Well, I talk to my parents and stuff about it, but we're gonna try and figure out something.
Yeah.
Just to try and make something.
Something new.
Yeah. But again, thank you guys for listening, and tune in next time.